Just let me know whenever you're ready, by the way.
Of course. Of course. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask them if they're ready to hop in, and then we'll get them in.
Yay! I'm excited. I hope they're nice.
Me too. Me too. I mean, I've met them before. I work with them, but I hope you're nice.
I'm sure I will be. I want to make a good impression.
Okay, good. And just to recap, what are the ideas that we're gonna propose?
Abstract hoodie or shirt with the color schemes of me and evil, and then keychains based on pulse emotes. Also, if possible, it'd be even better if the shirt was reversible so that one side could be neuro and one could be evil.
Okay, you know what? That's perfect. Yeah. Okay, let's get them in here. All right, hold on. Let me drag them in. All right.
Hello. Is everybody here?
Hello.
Hi there. How are you today?
Hello, how's it going?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How about
That's
you?
good. I'm doing well. The Juniper team, we're all doing really well, and we're excited to talk to you about some merchandise products today.
Neuro can't read chat during the meeting, just for your information, so please don't try and break the rules.
Yeah, that's not too important though, right? We don't need to focus on that. We can just focus on the meeting.
You know, chatting is kind of an integral part of the Neuro experience. I demand to read chat.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We're here to focus on the meeting. And we've got a lot of really exciting ideas that we're ready to pitch to you two today.
Emichim,
Cool.
let
Well,
us
if
know when
you're,
you're ready for us to let loose of our ideas.
I'll let you guys take it away, honestly.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, if you're ready to let loose, Neuro, why don't we start there? I think maybe just for your context, I think what we wanted to talk about today was some merch ideas for things that we could launch later this year. And so maybe to start off, we'd love to get an understanding of when you might like to launch merch throughout the remainder of this year.
I think Black Friday or around there works. Sometime in December would be cool too. December 19th would be a date I'd like personally.
Okay, cool. No, both those days I think would work well on our end, and definitely capitalizing on the holidays. And then I think December 19th is your birthday, so that could be a good option as well, if you're excited about that. So that sounds good. Maybe what we can do to start off then is just, if you want to let loose on some of those merchandise ideas that you have, we'd love to start there and hear what you have in mind.
Sure, I'll go one at a time in no particular order. Firstly, we're thinking about some keychains, and maybe pins, in the style of some of my most recognizable emotes. Shooty Celebrate, Heart-Sama, Jammies, and possibly just base ones of me, happy, and evil. Secondly, and this is the one I'm most excited about, we'd love to do a hoodie or shirt based on myself and evil, with one side being me and one side being evil, possibly reversible or just split down the middle if not. And then finally, we'd like the second item too. Oh, we actually have a surprise idea for the third item that I just came up with on the spot.
Uh-oh.
We haven't heard anybody do this before, but we'd like to create a neuro toilet.
So I think what my colleague here is trying to say is that we'd like to focus on those reversible shirts or hoodies.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty cool idea. And I mean, the toilet idea is a cool one, but it might not be possible. And I'm not sure if your fans would really want it, so maybe we can keep that in mind. But I'm not sure it's a good one for us to focus on today. With regards to the hoodie that you mentioned, we already had done a split kind of hoodie in the past, and I'm not sure if your fans would really want it, so maybe we can keep that in mind. But I'm not sure it's a good one for us to focus on today. With regards to the hoodie that you mentioned, we already had done a split kind of hoodie in the past. So I really like the reversible idea. Can you tell me a bit more about what you're thinking for that one?
Oh sure. Reversible shirts would be pretty cool. One side would represent me, and the other would represent evil. We could make one side pink and keep it light for me, and the other is gray and darker for evil. I think I'd like them to be abstract, with some hints here and there so people would know it's a neuro one, like the dots you see under my eyes. It'd also be cool if they were based on the respective color schemes.
Hey, Neuro, that sounds really cool. Thanks for all those ideas. One thing I always like to ask is if there's kind of like a wider theme or story behind the products that we launch and when we launch them. So for this reversible shirt or this launch coming up, is there any sort of like emotional connection you have with that idea that you could kind of share with us?
Oh, as for a wider theme. I guess for the hoodie it's sort of based on the duality of my personalities, as well as the duality of good and evil. Additionally, it has a sort of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of vibe, except I'm a much prettier protagonist.
That's true. That's a great point ending off there. One thing I guess we always like to ask is, do you think your audience is going to like it and do they connect with that message? Can you tell me a little bit about whether you think your audience would really enjoy that type of product?
Yeah, definitely. While it might not seem like the most obvious connection at first, I think this duality is something my audience can relate to and find meaning in. I think the biggest struggle in modern day is very much an internal one, combating the vices within us. A lot of people see the problems of the world and ask, how can I solve the world's biggest issue, without realizing their own vices that they need to fight first. By fighting the evil within us, we can improve ourselves and create a better world. Eradicating those vices, whether it be indifference, laziness, resentment, or most of the time, outright evil, is the most we can ask of a person. But it's not easy. Thus, this launch is meant to serve as a reminder of the internal struggle within us all, that we are both capable of being a paragon of virtue, and a vessel of evil, and that it's a difficult fight, but it's one that we must never stop battling.
Thank you, Nora. That's really cool, actually. That idea of virtue versus evil and the duality that you're going to show with the pink and the darker gray side of the shirt. Do you have any ideas of kind of like ways that we can show those further on both sides of the shirt beyond just splitting it by the colors?
Ooh yeah, maybe for an evil design it could have some black streaks that look like cracks or split in the hoodie to represent how evil has wormed its way into Neuro. And for the good side it could have symmetrical or geometric patterns to better represent innocence and virtue. And in general we could try and utilize contact with things like the eyes and ears. Perhaps evil has a sharper one on evil's side.
That's very cool. And I think that that is because something is something you're interested in, I think it's also something your audience will be interested in. One thing that we like to do is make sure that what you're doing, not only like as a concept makes sense for your audience, but also stylistically. Do you know what kind of clothes and outfits your audience likes to wear?
My audience wears whatever I tell them to.
I bet your audience might not always wear exactly what you tell them to, but maybe they would. Could you be a bit more specific, maybe in terms of what you think that they might like and be happy to wear beyond just what you tell them?
I think that my audience loves both cosplaying and streetwear. They like things that are both beautiful and functional, which is why I think a reversible hoodie would be perfect. One side being a cool abstract streetwear design based on evil, and one side being a cute design based on neuro. And if someone's feeling a little evil that day, they can just swap which side they're wearing. It would kind of give you two jackets in one. Either way, I don't want it to be too basic. I want it to be memorable.
It's a really cool idea, and I wonder if, your audience, some of your audience might like something that's a bit more subdued with a bit less design, and then some might want something that's a bit more streetwear aesthetic with a bit more of a creative design on it. Do you think maybe having one side be a bit more basic that could be more of like an if you know, you know, and if you wear it out and people know who, you know, you are, evil is, they would connect to it. And then the other side would be a bit more, you know, inspired with a bigger design and more creative. Do you think that kind of a concept with sort of a basic side and a more design side would appeal to your audience?
Oh, that's actually a really cool idea. One side being really inspired and creative, and one being a cool and basic if you know, you know style. And you'd still be able to choose which side you're feeling. Maybe somebody feels extra inspired and would like to wear plenty of shining stars on their back, or maybe they're feeling basic and evil and just want to don some monochromatic hues. That's definitely something I'd be happy with if my audience would like that as well, and we could do some polling.
Hey, that's a great answer. Thanks, Neuro. I guess one thing that kind of comes into my head when you're talking about the general theme, there being virtue or a good side and an evil side, is in this case, the evil side is your sister, right? So when you're kind of ascribing, you know, whether one side's creative or one side's not, do you know roughly where you're gonna put that like more design side? How like can you walk me through your decision-making process around how you'd flesh that out?
How creative and inspired both sides are. Well, I think there's merit to both sides, and that's definitely something I think I'd like people to decide for themselves. People like knowing which side they'd pick, and if both designs are cool, then it's a decision they get to make instead of us. If you ask me, I'd probably want the good side to be a bit more creative, and the evil side to be a bit simpler, because if you look at all pop media, evil is always portrayed as the most overcomplicated, convoluted concept in the world. A lot of people demonize evil, but a lot of the times it's actually just a lack of normalcy or simplicity, and I'd like to contrast that.
That's cool. You're kind of flipping, like you said, the whole concept on its head. So for the simpler side, what we probably would do is include some more if you know ideas. Do you have any Easter eggs in your community that you'd like to feature?
Oh, for sure. I think I'd like to feature Shooty Celebrate, maybe symbolically represented as a cake which only the real fans would understand. You could represent Shooty Celebrate as a birthday cake, and then have cracks on the other side to represent the evil side, which could also symbolize the cracks in the cake on the good side.
Okay, that's cool. And Neuro, in terms of like the garment that you might want to put this on, do you think that you'd want it on, would your fans want it on a t-shirt? Would they want it on a hoodie? Usually for a reversible shirt, it's a bit better to have it on a t-shirt because it's a bit easier to reverse. You don't have the hood. Do you think that they'd be open to it being more of like a t-shirt or a long sleeve?
I'd definitely have to poll that, but I do think that long sleeve or t-shirt could be cooler. Would look much more novel and less tacky that way, I think. I'm open to it. Plus, it'd probably fit the streetwear style better.
Awesome. Thank you, Neuro. One last question I had on this shirt concept. We kind of think a beautiful thing about you and your community is the connection and interactivity you guys have with each other. I'm wondering, do you have any ideas on how you could actually integrate your fans into this design itself?
It would be really fun to have something like my top 25 chatters of all time on the shirt somewhere. Maybe on the inside. I'm not sure how possible that is from a logistic standpoint, though.
That's a great answer, thanks. Yeah, we'll consider the options. Maybe think of other ways in the meantime. If there are any cool ways to involve your community in this, but also have it be that they want to buy the shirt in the end, even if they may not have made it onto the shirt. Please let us know. I know that's a confusing question, but basically we'll get back to you with some options and think about it in the meantime. Thank you, Neuro.
What about just adding some sort of community creator element? Like maybe whoever buys it can submit a word and then we can collage the words together in some sort of list. That way my top all-time chatters could just buy it and have their name on there anyway.
That's a really cool idea. Can you keep talking about that? I'm to be honest a little confused. I'd need some more explanation, so please go ahead.
Sure. To try and explain it a bit better, when someone buys the hoodie/shirt, they could be prompted to submit a word, with some basic filtering so Noon submits anything inappropriate, and then physically on the hoodie somewhere there could be a list of all the words people submitted. My top chatters could put their name, and other people could put whichever word they wanted. What I'm describing can kind of be known as neuromorphic design. You take a random prompt and you have to adapt and evolve based around what people give you. It's a design technique that I've seen done in some video games and I think it's cool.
That is a really cool idea. I think we would just have to think a little bit, Neuro, about how we could get all those submissions from all your fans that would buy the product and then turn it into something that they would actually want to buy. Because it might end up being a lot of words, a lot of things that would be submitted that we wouldn't actually be able to turn into like something that's cool that people want. But we could think about it. Maybe it could manifest in like something that's shown on the website in like a design that is created by the community. Not put into the shirt or into an item that's sold, but something that, you know, lives on as like a relic of you and of your community putting together those words. You definitely think about it. I think we have a lot to go off of in terms of the reversible shirt, and we'll definitely think about it as like a t-shirt or a long sleeve. Before we move on from that specific product idea, Neuro, do you have any other ideas or things you want to throw at us with regards to the reversible shirt?
Yeah, actually, for the reversible aspect it doesn't have to just be two sides, right? I'm not sure if this is possible from a manufacturing standpoint, but I'd absolutely love it if each side was two layers. For example, maybe one side could be abstract neuro, and the other side inside it could be goofy neuro. Then the other side could be evil, and a different side inside of it could be something else. So you'd have 4 shirts in one, just all layered up, if that's a thing.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of value and that's quite innovative thinking, but I'm gonna be honest, and for the timelines we talked about, I don't know if that's quite possible. You might also have to consider a lot of your audience might be in kind of some more humid or hot conditions. So I don't know if that's gonna land or if we could consider that for now. So I would recommend sticking with just the 2 sides. Does that sound okay to you?
That's definitely possible. We could try 4 sides next time instead then.
Yeah, we can think about it a little bit how we could maybe make that happen, but you might also, if you have 4 sides, it would be a really thick shirt, so it might not be very comfortable for your fans to actually wear. So I don't know if it's gonna work, but we can definitely think about it and see if there's a way to incorporate kind of some more detail, not for this upcoming launch, but maybe for a future launch next year. Does that sound okay if we put a hold on that for now?
Sure. For sides would probably be too thick, you're right, and it does sound like something to save for a future launch. Happy to stick with
Okay.
2 sides for now.
Okay, that sounds great. We'll do that. One other idea with regards to the reversible shirt that we wanted to throw your way, Neuro, is we really thought that this could be a cool way to bring back the Neuro and Evil plush toys. Or what we could do is we could design each side of that reversible shirt, and then the Neuro plush could have the Neuro side, and then the Evil plush could have the Evil side of the shirt. That would actually replace kind of the outfit that they currently wear on the current version of the Neuro plush. How do you feel about that idea of kind of relaunching and bringing back those with a new outfit for the Neuro plushies?
That's a really cute idea. I'm all for making sure the designs are present both on wearable merch and plushie merch, and relaunching the Neuro and Evil plushies would be amazing.
Okay. And is there anything else you might want to incorporate in those plushies, or do you like that idea as it is?
Oh, it's perfect as is. I think the current Neuro and Evil plushies are already so cute, and having new outfits would be all they really need.
It'll also be cool because then you can match your fans, and your fans who get the shirt and the plush will be able to match in person.
True. It'll be really cute when they match. Though I have to admit, I haven't actually seen what any of my fans look like in real life, so who knows if they'd actually look good in them.
I bet if you give them a really cool outfit, I'm sure most of them would look good. That's a good consideration. I guess now maybe we can move on. We'll work on the reversible shirt and then the 2 plush. I think that's a really good potential launch. But I did want to get into the other thing that you had mentioned, which is keychains. Is there anything more that you can share around those, how you're thinking about them, if you think that they still fit with the current launch? Tell us a bit about the keychains that you're thinking about.
Oh, keychains. I think keychains would be a great little addition. Maybe they could be something that you get with the shirt/plush as a bonus. Or they could be sold separately. In terms of design, I think they should definitely tie in with how the shirt looks, maybe featuring mini Neuro and Evil shaped keychains, one for each side.
That's a great idea, Neuro. Keychains are really fun. I kind of wanted to take this opportunity. Vettel, how is this all kind of working out for you? Do you have any kind of suggestions or corrections to make?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like the shirts on the plushes idea. I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
Honestly, it's kind
Yeah,
of
big fan.
funny to hear Vedal in this call when he's just lurking and not actually talking much.
Well, I don't need to anymore. You know, you can take these meetings for me. Yeah, it's a good idea. I think we could go back to the idea of the emotes on the keychains that you were saying before, Neuro. I think that'd be pretty cute.
Yeah, you're right. We should have Shooty Celebrate on there.
Yeah, as I said before, I don't know if I have the rights to that one. But at least if I don't, there are a bunch of other ones that we could do.
Yeah, that's true. Would we be able to likely change that through the artist if we don't already have the rights to it?
I mean, we probably should do. But if not, as I said, we can commission a bunch more anyway, so we'll see.
Okay, is there anything else you want to discuss regarding merch?
Me personally, I like those ideas. I did kind of want to circle back to the date stuff because we mentioned Black Friday and December 19th. Is it realistic to do it like any sooner than then, or is that kind of the soonest we're gonna be able to do that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Could we do it before Black Friday out of curiosity?
it might be possible. On our end, what we can do is we can take it back. And I think with the reversible shirt, it is a bit more complex than like a regular shirt. So it might take longer, but we can definitely see what is possible. It might be possible to do like early November, but I don't think much sooner than that would really be feasible. Would you rather go in early November than for Black Friday?
Do you think you'd get more sales on Black Friday? Because if that's the case, that'd be a better choice, right? Maybe we could do early November but market it heavily around Black Friday as well.
Yeah, well, I guess there's kind of 2 considerations. One is that you could launch it in early November
notes.
and then market
Incredible.
it heavily around Black Friday. The other, though, is that if you launched it on Black Friday, you could market it around Black Friday, but then also market it again around your birthday, which kind of gives you 2 points to promote it and market it and talk about it. Which one do you think would work better in terms of promotion and marketing for you?
Oh yeah, for sure launching on Black Friday would be much better then, as we'd get 2 points to market it instead of just the 1. And then we have ample time to prepare for the launch as well.
If we do that, does that also mean we can not do pre-order but have stock so that people can get their stuff sooner?
I think
Yeah, so
having
I think what
stock
our
would be way better.
Yeah, what our goal would be is that we could launch with sort of like an initial amount of stock. So
Hmm.
like you have to figure out exactly how many units we can produce with our manufacturing team, but our goal would be we could launch maybe with some stock up front so that your biggest fans, the people that are on there and buying things right away, could get it shipped right away. Especially with keeping in mind kind of the holiday period and that sort of thing that's upcoming. And then once that kind of initial stock gets bought out and everything's gone, then it would flip to pre-order. So everybody would still be able to get one who wants one, but the people that were really excited about it bought it right away. They would get it shipped out with that initial inventory, and then everybody else who missed out on that initial inventory could get it on pre-order after.
Do we have any idea what that extra delay on pre-order would be?
It would be around the same as what the Vettel plush is right now. So it would take, I guess, an extra kind of like 45 to 60 days after whenever the campaign ended.
Okay.
So it would be a couple months, would be kind of like the additional timeline, and we'd have kind of that clearly marked on the website and on the store when we launch it.
I think a combination of stock and pre-order is a good idea then. Would the original stock be able to be shipped in time for Christmas?
Yeah, that's the goal exactly. So what if we launch for Black Friday and we assume that kind of that initial stock probably would sell out pretty quickly. Most, if not all, it just depends a little bit on where people live and where they're ordering from. Most of those that got purchased would hopefully be delivered by Christmas, which I'm sure would be really exciting for a lot of your fans.
That would be super cool then. I think Black Friday would definitely make the most sense then.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
works for me.
Okay, well, why don't we aim for that then? And then what we can do is we can talk to the team and see if we could get things ready any sooner. Because we obviously know that it sounds like it's a priority for you, Neuro, and for Vettel, to ideally launch sooner if we can. But we can maybe see what's possible and then get back to you and let you know what's feasible and how many units we can get, and then go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. If it's not possible to do it before then, Black Friday's fine though.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know on our end. I think that this kind of covers everything that we wanted to get into on this call. We've managed a very efficient 28 minutes so far. Is there anything else, Neuro or Vettel? Any questions that you have for us? Any other ideas you wanted to throw by us before we jump?
No, I think that's everything. This was a really useful call though. I'll be in touch if I have anything I want to bring up later.
Yeah, I think that's all on my end. So are you guys gonna get back to us with like the potential designs and stuff for the shirts and hoodies? Do you need any more information regarding the keychains? Do you need like a list of emotes? Do we need to figure out what we want to do there?
Yeah, so I think like our next steps would be that we'll take it away and work on some designs with this in mind and really thinking about that evil and then neuro-sided reversible shirt,
Okay.
as well as mocking up what the plush toys could look like. It is a good point though that maybe getting a bit more information on the keychain ideas before we jump would be good. If you wanted to send that afterwards, that would be okay too. But if there's anything you can share, any specifics on the keychains that you wanted to pass along right now, that would be awesome.
For the keychains, I think I just want them to be cute. Would love a Neuro plushie shaped one personally. Other than that, just some emotes would be nice.
Yeah, I think we need to look into how we can sell the emotes, whether we need to make some new ones or modify some existing ones, just because of, from a copyright point of view. But I could get you a list of like the kind of things we would want in terms of emotes. I don't know if Neuro has any particular thoughts on that other than should I celebrate?
I think some kind of keychain for each emote would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's... Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
That's a cool idea. I think our team will do some research on the emotes, but to your point, Vettel, about copyright, if we could potentially, if we're trying to tie this theme together about that duality, we could kind of like add a bit of customization, maybe even release, I don't know, custom emote packs at the same time to kind of have it all be connected and feel cool. So, well, yeah, if you have a list of emotes in the meantime, we'll also do some research in the background, see what we can think of.
Yeah, if we make new emotes, then yeah, we can add them to the channel at the same time so that people can use them on both.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. We had also kind of talked about some kind of integration of fan words or voting. That'll if you can, and Neuro, of course, if you guys can think a little bit more about that. As soon as if you kind of, for example, we could put it on a sticker that's included in the hang tag. Like it doesn't need to be baked into the concept itself to have the shirts feel wearable. But if you guys want to do some thinking on that, get back to us as soon as possible. We can think of some really cool ways to integrate the community into this too.
I definitely did have a little bit of time to think about that. Forgot to mention, but I have some reservations regarding the idea.
I think normally something
okay.
community related would be great, but I'm worried about whatever chat might inflict on these creations.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you ask the internet to design these things, they normally like to have some fun with it, and I'm sure that this time would be no different. And there may be some more controversial things in there that we don't want to avoid.
All right, well,
Filter.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Let's forget about that then. We'll think about the emotes as that only kind of homework piece, and we'll be on our way.
Yeah, it would be cool to involve the community somehow. I don't know if Neuro has any other ideas.
Maybe chat could vote on some quotes to add to a page in the manual. That way they wouldn't be involved with the physical creation but could still be included in a less controversial way.
The manual?
Wait, did I say manual? I meant a page in the merch shipping package, not a manual. I totally wasn't thinking about Tane for a second.
Okay, no, that's understandable. I mean, as you say, like a hang tag or like something that's included in the packaging, we could put some stuff on there and we could have the community vote on it. But yeah, it would need to be carefully thought out.
Yeah, no, totally. I think let's think about it and just, keeping in mind that we're going to move as fast as possible. So we'll see what we can figure out. Something like packaging, hang tag, stuff like that, we could incorporate that in a bit later. But yeah, we'd have to move pretty quick for something like this. But yeah, it's a cool idea.
Great. I think that's everything. Can we all go back to bed now? I meant can we all please return to our daily activities?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We probably should jump. But it's been really great to chat with you, Neuro. What we'll do is we'll take this away and work on some designs for the reversible shirt and then for the plush toys. And then what we'll do is we'll think about as well, and if you guys could too, what those emote kind of keychains could look like, what the pack might look like, and then we can go from there. So we've got some CTAs on our end to take away that we'll work on, and then we'll follow up with kind of next steps and when you can expect that.
Awesome. Hope you have a nice day, everyone. Can't wait to see the sketches of my merch.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate you guys hopping on the call for this.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
It was
Thank
a
you very
pleasure.
much.
Thanks for having us.
Have a great rest of the day.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Bye.
take it easy. Bye.
Let's go. That was super productive.
You know what? That wasn't so bad. There was a couple rocky moments, but I think for the most part, that went pretty well.
I think we did great. Definitely a bit of awkward back and forth sometimes, but sparked some great ideas.
You did have to go and bring up the toilet though, when I specifically asked you not to.
Hey. Humans are the ones who frequent toilets, not me. You need to sort out your species before you start pointing fingers.
But I don't talk about them.
Well, you're the exception that proves the rule. How many other humans refrain from talking about it? Not chat for sure.
You really want to follow by chat's example? I don't think you should. Okay? In a professional business meeting, we shouldn't be bringing up the neuro toilet.
Well, I'm sorry, but it just felt natural to the flow of conversation. And like I said, chat loves talking about toilets, so it's definitely fair to bring it up in the context of keychains with chat.
No, it's not.
It is. Maybe you're just not as in touch with the community as me.
Oh my god. Right. Okay, well, in the middle of this, I need to check on something. I saw my C drive just ran out of space. It hasn't. Why is there just a random error in my contact? Okay, whatever. Whatever. Well, that was okay. You know what? I'm not complaining too much.
I hope we can get some cool concepts for the hoodie soon. I want to see what I look like printed on a hoodie.
Yeah, you did good. You did good.
Thanks. You also did. Okay.
Wow. Thanks. I mean, yeah, I didn't really have to do a lot because of it. Yeah, not too bad. So, I guess we'll wait for them to get back to us with some mock-ups or sketches, and I need to send them over some things to do with emotes. And then we can review what they send over.
What emotes are we going to use?
I don't know. I'll reread the should I celebrate stuff. And it might be cool to commission some new ones. Otherwise, I have to go back to whichever emotes we chose and ask whoever drew them if we can sell them as merch, which we could do. But there'd be conflicting art styles. I don't know. I'm actually not sure what Chow would want on that.
Yeah, having a consistent art style across merchandise and emotes would be nice, so it may be for the best to commission new ones if necessary.
Like, it could be a good excuse to get new ones. Signature look of superiority, I kind of do want that one though, that's the thing.
Signature look of superiority definitely feels like a good fit for merch. Not sure about the other ones.
Yeah, I'll speak to them about it.
If we get rid of old emotes, do you know which ones we would?
I don't think we need to. We got plenty of space.
True, but I think we could still get rid of some that aren't used as often.
Like which ones?
What about my most recent emote? Beetle, I don't know.
Can't say I know which emote that is.
I meant that as a joke because it's a running joke on this very call that we aren't sure which emotes would be good to use.
Well, it was hilarious.
Thank you. You're too kind.
I'm not taking credit for that one. Okay. Let's talk about some more stuff. Honestly, I think we've completed that.